Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about some shocking things about the port of Dubrovnik.
All right, so the first shocking thing about Dubrovnik is how hilly it is. It is
so hilly.
Quite hilly for walking if you aren't used to hills. And we're from Georgia, so we're used to small hills. But,
and we had been to Athens already, which is pretty hilly.
But there's a lot of climbing,
yeah.
Especially if you try to walk to the old town or back from it, which we did do. So that was the first thing. If you're going to do any amount of walking there, just be prepared. It is hilly.
Yeah. Another thing that we found, that I found shocking, is one of the things I love to collect is Starbucks mugs from around the world, from our travels. And so I went to look for a Starbucks when we got to Dubrovnik, and there aren't any. They actually don't have really any American restaurants. The closest place where you could find a Starbucks was in Bosnia, which is a bit of a hike.
That was very interesting. And it was really interesting from the standpoint of almost every place you go nowadays, you will find a McDonald's. You will not see one. In Dubrovnik, you won't find any really American brands. You won't see your Subway. You see these things almost everywhere you go. They are not in Dubrovnik, so that is shocking. So you are going to, whether you want to or not, get a different taste of food. If you're in the city, you won't be eating those American restaurants, which is probably a good thing to switch it up from that for a while. So enjoy the local food, enjoy the local cuisine. You will enjoy that.
Yes.
And that's that. The third thing that was really shocking was how crowded it gets in the old town.
Ooh, yeah.
Especially if there's several cruise ships in port.
Yes.
It will be very crowded. There will be not only cruise ships, there'll be tours.
Yes.
So bus tours.
So many. You see all the little flags walking through the main main corridor in the city.
Make sure that if you're doing a DIY, try to plan your city wall excursion try to either beat the tours there or go after them. Because it's going to be really crowded on top of the walls.
Yeah, and it's hard to get around. The walls are only so wide. There's no moving them. So it's going to be hard to, stop and get pictures of the scenery, of yourself, of whatever. So just kind of keep that in mind. A
lot of people really like to take some Instagram pictures on top of the walls. And there's several key spots where they do that, and they're very narrow. So it creates quite a congestion. So we were able to avoid that just by picking a good time and get the pictures that we did want from that.
Yeah. Another kind of shocking thing is you don't hear actually a lot of English. You do see that in tourist areas. We don't expect it outside really much of tourist areas, but in the tourist areas, we were actually surprised that a lot of the vendors and owners and restaurateurs just didn't really speak English, which did cause a little bit of a barrier. There was a lot more pointing involved in our exchanges there than in most other places.
Yeah, so that's a good cultural experience. You get to learn more about what things are like there. And I think the other shocking thing about Dubrovnik was how easy really it is to do a DIY shore excursion there. There's simple. Really almost no need to do anything with your ship because you can just pick up a bus right to Old Town. Once you get to Old Town, you're fine. You're going to be able to just walk around and do whatever you want. You can climb up on the walls, pay for that. There's a Dubrovnik card you can get, which will get you access to the Game of Thrones sites for the most part. And getting back to your boat is pretty easy because you can just take a cab, or you can take the bus, city bus, or a shuttle bus.
Pretty easy.
Really not hard at all. So we really enjoyed Dubrovnik, and think you will too. Hope this video was helpful. And if it was, please subscribe to the channel, and we will see you on the next video.